Alright guys, it is Kieran from Red Devil Weekly back again with another preview. Today we are previewing our second Manchester United Premier League match, and this week it is against Swansea City away. So 12:30 kickoff, and I'm really excited after that first performance we put in against West Ham, a 4-0 win. Absolutely fantastic. But today, more importantly, I've got a fantastic guest. ManUnitedMax is with me. Say hello, buddy.
Yeah, guys, thanks for joining the stream.
There he is. He's here. And he also has a great Manchester United YouTube channel and does very similar content to me. And that is in the description down below. So please do go check him out and get him up to 130 subscribers, maybe even beyond. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the preview to the Swansea City versus Manchester United game. Now, obviously, it's our second game of the season, and we currently sit first in the Premier League table because of our 4-goal difference. So looking very good straight away. Just say thank you to everyone who's already joined the stream. Thank you, Man United Fans TV. Alex, thank you very much for joining. Crazy Pizza Gaming as well. And Football Goals 2017. I will be getting to your predictions very, very shortly. But I just want to talk about, first off, just obviously a bit of transfer news that, Everton have signed Gylfi Sigurdsson from Swansea, arguably their biggest threat. Scored that free kick at Old Trafford last season. So, I mean, I'm going to come to you, Max. What do you think this will mean for the game tomorrow? Do you think this gives us a better chance than we would have had if Gylfi Sigurdsson was still at Swansea?
Well, obviously Sigurdsson could play at that centre attacking mid position, which kind of controlled the forward side of their team. So obviously when they're playing up front, they're not going to really have that control and demand that Sigurdsson gave them. So I think they're going to be missing and going to have a hole in their team, which probably allows Man United to get the upper step and probably win the game.
I think it will be a miss for Swansea Sigurdsson. Obviously, as you said, he can play in that centre attacking midfield role, and he can be very deadly when he wants to be, and he's very good. He can score against the bigger teams. We saw last season he scored a few goals against Man City. So obviously he's very good at scoring against those bigger teams. So he would be a massive threat for Swansea coming into this game. So by a Manchester United perspective, it is very good that they decide to let him go. Thanks everyone who's joining. I mean, right now I'm going to actually, just before we get into predictions, guys, we're both going to go through our lineups for the game and the lineups that we would like for this game. So obviously, it's the predicted lineup, so it might not be the lineup that happens on the day, but it's kind of cool to sort of predict it and see how many we get right. So I'm going to come to you, Max, again. Obviously, you probably have some decent opinions on the lineup. Obviously, have you changed anything from the West Ham game?
Well, seeing as we smashed West Ham, I haven't actually changed the formation, but there's a few changes in some of the players and where they're going to play. So yeah, I've gone obviously in goal. I think De Gea needs a lot of game time just to make sure we are secure on keeping him in the team, because a bit more transfer news has come around with Real Madrid today. And then in right back, I've put Valencia. In centre back, I've put Jones and Lindelof, because I think Lindelof needs a bit more game time. Obviously being a new signing. Obviously, Jose Mourinho said today he's going to put Shaw in the reserves on Monday. So he's probably not going to be ready, but if he would be, I'd definitely pick him so he could have some more game time as well. But for now, I've put Blind. And then I've changed the centre mids, and Matic is going to play a bit further behind in the defensive role. And then Herrera can play in the centre mid position, just so he gets some more game time as well. And then I think Pogba could go a bit more attacking this game, and Mkhitaryan and Martial in that 3 position. So Pogba, Mkhitaryan and Martial. And then Lukaku to bang in some goals.
All right, sounds like a very, very tasty lineup indeed. What do you think of Max's lineup? Get your comments in the live chat and also in the comment section down below. But I'm going to go through my lineup now. I reckon so. I'm probably going to go with 4-2-3-1 formation. Very, very close to what we played against West Ham. I'm going to go with David De Gea in goal. Right back, Antonio Valencia. The two at the back, I mean, I would like to go Lindelof, but I don't really see it happening. So I'm probably going to go with the same back two of Bailly and Jones. Possibly Lindelof might come on, obviously, as you said, to get some experience, some well-needed experience. Left back, as I say, if you have gone for Daley Blind. And then the two in midfield, I've sort of gone with I've gone with Matt. I've gone with Matic. sorry. We've got a problem here. Thank you very much, Owen. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, I'm probably going to go with so the two in midfield. I'm probably going to go with Matic and Mata actually instead of Herrera. I'm not sure if he's going to play. He might play actually, but I'm probably going to go with Mata instead because I thought he had a decent game against West Ham. And the three before Lukaku, I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford, Paul Pogba in a bit more of an attacking sense. And then you got Mkhitaryan on the right-hand side with Romelu Lukaku up front. So it'll be interesting to see how many we get right and how many we get wrong and stuff like that. But obviously, guys, get your comments about the lineup and things like that in the live chat. And if you haven't already, please do like the stream. Really would appreciate a like as well. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. We are about to move on to our predictions. So if you want to keep getting your predictions and things like that in, then please do, get them in and things like that. Before we do, Max, is there anything you want to discuss before we get into the predictions?
Well, I just hope that Man United have a good attacking game and hopefully we'll win, just to show that we can play and win the smaller clubs, a bit like we did. Well, we struggled to last season, and seeing as we did it against West Ham on Saturday, I think we just want to prove that we can do it for the rest of the season. So I'm hoping for a good, strong win.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that. I think, as you said, we were guilty last season of sort of defending away from home, and obviously against these sort of teams, not taking our chances, and we ended up drawing and things like that, which was not very good at all. But hopefully we can go out there and sort of be attacking, get at them, sort of like the West Ham game, and I really like another performance like that. I think it would really send out a statement that the performance against West Ham wasn't just a fluke performance. It was that's what we're like. That's what we are capable of. And it would really send shockwaves out to the Premier League that we want to challenge for this title. So definitely, I think a very strong performance out there. And I think, don't be afraid. Obviously, really the opposition team should be afraid of Manchester United. I think for the past few seasons, teams have been playing Manchester United and thinking they've got a realistic chance of getting 1 or maybe 3 points. But really, teams should be going there, not going there, but like playing Manchester United and being almost afraid. And I think if we can put in some performances like we did against West Ham, we can create that fear and put it back into other teams' minds. So I think that's really, that'll be really important. And hopefully we do that tomorrow. Hopefully Lukaku can bag a few more goals, obviously to up his confidence and things like that. And obviously Swansea's one of their goal scorers, Llorente, is out of the game as well. So their threat is going to be nullified as well. So I mean, I think if Manchester United lose this game, then there'll have to be a proper inquest because on paper it looks like it'll be very, very difficult for Manchester United to lose the game. But yeah, we're going to go straight now on to some of your predictions before we get into our predictions. So let's read what you guys have to say. Asian Gamer, welcome to the stream. He says 3-0 to Manchester United. As well. A clean sheet would be great, actually. A clean sheet would be great as well. Manchester United Fans TV says 2-1 to Manchester United. So it seems he thinks it's going to be a bit more of a closer game. It could well be. You never know. Obviously, it's very hard to judge on the first few games of the season, but it could be a closer game. Crazy Chips has joined us. He says 4-2 to Manchester United. High scoring encounter. Tottenham Hotspur TV. I'm not sure if he's a Man United fan, but he says Swansea 5-3. Well, I mean, if that happens, then you may as well go stick or bet on that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Football Goals 2017 also says a win for Swansea, but he says a 2-0 win for Swansea. So it's actually quite split at the moment, what you guys are thinking. And Crazy Pizza Gaming says 1-0 to Manchester United. So overall, more of you saying that Manchester United are going to win the game. Paul Pogba has also said 4-0 to Manchester United. So, mostly... mostly people are saying that Manchester United are going to win. I'm going to come to you again, Max. I want your score prediction, and possibly, if you can, who do you think are going to be scoring the goals for Manchester United and Swansea?
Well, if we have a good, solid attacking start, I'd really like to get a goal in the first 20 minutes just to kind of fear Swansea off, so they're trying to get a bit wound up. And then maybe another goal later on in the first half just to seal it. And then I'm going to say 3-1 to Man United, maybe a Swansea goal in the second half and probably a late goal for us. A bit like the last game when we got 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, which was quite a solid performance. As soon as Martial came on, we got 2 goals. But yeah, I'm going to say Lukaku's going to get one. I think Mkhitaryan could get one. And if Mata plays, I think Mata will get one.
All right. Yeah, very decent prediction there. I mean, I was going to go with 3-1, but then I'm thinking about the fact that Swansea's attacking threat is not it's not great. So I'm actually thinking we could keep another clean sheet, and I think I'm going to go for 3-0 to Manchester United. I'm hoping that Lukaku can get on the score sheet. I don't think he'll score 2, but I think he'll score. He might get a goal because he's very good at scoring against those sort of lower sides. I think Mkhitaryan might bag a goal as well. And depending if Martial starts or not, or if he comes on, I think Martial will also get on the score sheet and hopefully, show Jose Mourinho that he needs to be starting. So, yeah, that's what I hope in the game. Car Sport has joined us. Welcome to the stream. He says Manchester United 6-1. So, very, very confident fan there. I mean, that'd be a dream scoreline. To score 10 goals in your opening 2 games would be absolutely fantastic. Asian Gamer says he wants a clean sheet. I think it would be very, very important for Manchester United to get a clean sheet. I think, obviously, if we do get a clean sheet, it sort of shows that we've got a very, very strong defence. But obviously, we haven't included Lindelof in the defence for, obviously for the first game and things like that. So, I mean, if he comes in, do you think that he'll strengthen the defence, or do you think that he might weaken the defence in a way?
Well, in my opinion, I think if we're going to play quite attacking, I think we'll probably bring him on. Just if it looks like we're winning like 2-0 and we've got this attacking force and a lot of counter-attacks going on, Lindelof's that kind of player that wins the ball, obviously quite aerial, and will send that ball back forward, or also he has a good dribble with it. So we're going to get more players forward, and I think if we do bring Lindelof on, I'd only bring him on if we're winning 2-0, because sort of his tackling's all right, but he can make a couple of mistakes when we're losing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that, he just hasn't really, he definitely hasn't really shone in preseason, let's say. He hasn't really been up to standard in preseason. I think, I don't know, it just seems that he hasn't really, I wouldn't say gelled. I think he seems to be getting on well with the players. Just he's not really adapting to the Manchester United style of play, and obviously it seems like, I don't know, he's just not putting in the performances that we'd want at Premier League level at the moment. I think he'd probably be played, maybe in the. I know the EFL Cup fixtures are coming up quite soon, so I reckon he'll probably get a run out in them, and I think he does deserve a chance in the Premier League, because obviously. We haven't actually seen him in a Premier League team playing against a Premier League team. Sorry. So, I mean, I reckon, as you said, I think if we bring him on when we're like in a comfortable position in the game, I think it'll be good experience for him just to sort of get a feel of what it's like in the Premier League, and then hopefully build up his confidence and build up his performance, and then possibly, depending if he's good or not, we can stick him in for the bigger games, but you never know. Tottenham TV, welcome to the stream, and also Antoine Griezmann, welcome to the stream as well. If you haven't already, please do like the stream, and also, if you haven't already, please do check out ManUnitedMax, and his channel is in the description down below. Really appreciate you checking him out. does some great Manchester United streams and content and things like that. So yeah, go check him out. Asian Gamer says, when's the EFL Cup? I believe the EFL Cup is well, I know the round 2 fixtures of, like, the smaller Premier League clubs are either, I think they might be, I don't think they're tomorrow, I think they're next week sometime. So it's starting up pretty soon for the Premier League scenes. Tottenham TV says 1-0 to Manchester United is the prediction. But I mean, your latest comments aren't great, mate. So I might think about timing you out. But just thanks for joining anyway. Community Devils, welcome to stream, a friend. How are you doing? If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel and like the stream. That'd be absolutely brilliant. But yeah, guys. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure if you have any more points to make, Max, about the game tomorrow. If you have anything else to say, please do. Yeah, please do.
Well,
yeah, if you have anything else to say.
I just think Jose Mourinho will really want a win. And back to the Lindelof situation, I just think we've spent a lot of money on him. I think it was like 40 million. And we're looking at Perisic now again, and I think he'd be about 39 million. Some people were saying it in the stream earlier of mine. So if we were to sign a player that we really need, and we really, really did want Lindelof, and we thought it was going to be this player that would come out, make every tackle, 1v1s, all this sort of stuff, and he kind of hasn't shown what he could do for Benfica before. And I think he's a player who has the potential to play as a Man United player, and he was really looking forward to joining, and he just hasn't had that moment yet. So if we do get him some game time, maybe a Premier League game may build his confidence.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think, definitely with Lindelof, I think, if he comes into the team and we put him under real pressure, I'm not sure if that'd be the right idea. And obviously, as you said, I mean, from what I saw of him in Benfica, he just, in the preseason, he hasn't looked like that. It's almost like maybe the pressure of playing at such a big club, a bigger club, let's face it, than Benfica, and all the eyes watching you and things like that might have got to him. I'm not sure. He's called the Iceman, so I'm not sure if why he'd be feeling pressure or whatever. But, I think, obviously, I think we should give him a chance before we sort of judge him. I think, he's come in for, I think, what about upper 30 million, closer to 40 million. I'm not sure of the exact price, but somewhere around that mark. So, obviously, I do think, as you said, he's got the potential to become a Manchester United player and a player who could fit into that team. And, I think in places in pre-season, he didn't look too bad. It's just a few of the things that he did, a few of the tackles that he attempted to make sort of have put a bit of, doubt in, fans' mind and things like that. So, yeah, I think that's the only thing. But obviously, as you said at the start, Jose Mourinho does want a win, and he'll want to keep up this winning start, because obviously the momentum that the momentum they'll bring if we get 2 wins on the bounce, hopefully, they'll continue throughout the rest of the season and just give us a load of confidence going into the games following on from this. And obviously, we've got after the 3rd game, we've also got a national break. No, what's not a national break? What's it called? International break. That's it. So if we can get to the international break, 3 wins out of 3, it bodes a lot of confidence in the team, and I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. Just to welcome a few people into the stream. Welcome, Tubes. Welcome to stream, a friend. Welcome, Neymar Jr. He says, what was his prediction for the game? I did see. He said 3-2 to Manchester United. So yeah, a few of you saying that possibly Manchester United are going to concede a few goals against Swansea. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I mean, the defense looked really, really solid against West Ham. So I'm not sure if I'm not sure if we are going to concede a few goals. If our defense plays like how we played against West Ham, we'll be absolutely fine. Tube Shoe says, hopes we score a few goals against Swansea. I do. I think we're very much capable of it. And I think we've got so many attacking quality players, who are in the team and who will be able to, I reckon we'll be fine. I reckon we'll be absolutely fine. Jack Seeley, welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you doing? If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel and like the stream as well. He says we clearly won't concede. I think the defense look really, really solid against West Ham. I think we'll be all right, to be honest. Yeah, I think, obviously buying Jones. I wasn't expecting Jones to play as well as he did, but he actually played really, really well. So, I mean, I think he'll probably stay in the team, and I don't think Lindelof will get a place in the team. But, get your thoughts on the lineups and things like that. Tube said we haven't scored goals like we did versus West Ham since the 2012-2013 season. Yeah, I did notice that actually. It was one of the biggest wins until that it was one of the biggest wins since that era, which I was really impressed with the overall performance. I think we're actually really dominating in that game, and West Ham didn't have a chance in hell, to be honest. I think throughout the game they were chasing shadows, and I think if we play like that in every single game, there's no reason why we can't challenge for the title. Jack Seeley says, who does Swansea have going forward? Now, actually, they've sold Sigurdsson, and obviously Llorente is out for the game. So that's a very good question, actually. They have not very many players who will actually be able to, be lethal and score goals for them. So I think we'll be fine, to be honest. I think if we do lose that game or draw that game, it'll be an absolute disaster. Asian Gamer asked if he can give a call. I mean, at the moment, I'm not sure. Do you guys want to see Asian Gamer on the call? I mean, obviously, he gave a great call, in a few streams ago. It was absolutely fantastic. But, if you guys want me to open up Skype and things like that, please do let me know in the live chat. But yeah, keep getting your thoughts in the chat. And if you haven't already, please do check out ManUnitedMax in the description down below. Really would appreciate the support for him as well. And also, guys, I did notice that Community Devils joined the stream. I've checked out his channel, and it's a great channel as well. So please do, check him out as well. People are saying they want to open up Skype to Asian Gamer as well. So, I mean, if you're all right with that, Max,
yeah, that's fine.
All right, okay. I hope you'll be able to hear him as well as I can hear him. So, maybe we can have a bit of a discussion. But I will be bringing on Asian Gamer right now. So I'll be calling him. Right, we're calling now. So let's see if he does pick up. But keep getting your thoughts and things like that in the chat. Much would be really appreciated. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sorry? Oh. Yeah, so your score prediction is 3-0. That's probably what I was going to go for as well. Obviously, as you said, Llorente's out and Sigurdsson's gone and things like that. And they look a weakened team, definitely, I think. Obviously, if you watch their first game of the season against Southampton, I mean, Southampton had so many shots on goal and things like that. So, and they got absolutely dominated by a Southampton team. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen against Manchester United, to be honest. I don't see them pulling anything out of the bag. But I would definitely agree with you that they look a weakened team and we should be able to, rack up the points. Is there, obviously with the lineup, would you play Anthony Martial? Would you start Anthony Martial? Or do you think Jose Mourinho is going to keep him on the bench?
I think we should do the same team, but Anthony Martial is going to play Rashford in like the 70th or 80th minute for fresh legs.
Yeah, I actually thought, I'm not sure what you think about this, Max, but I actually thought that Rashford was, especially, I mean, I saw it. I know it's far back, but even in like the Euro 2016, he was on the bench, and he's very effective when he does come on and runs at tied defenses and things like that. So, I mean, what do you think? What do you make of that? Do you think that Rashford should be on the bench to start with, or no? Do you think Rashford should be on the bench to start with?
Well, it's a bit like that metaphor or phrase, fresh legs. He's like one of those guys you bring on and he sort of motivates the team to be a bit more quicker, have more energy. So if we put him on the bench, I think we'd have to bring him on around like the 65th, 70th minute, because Martial probably did a lot more in terms of shorter time than Rashford did. So if we do put him on the bench, I think he wouldn't mind it because he's still young. So young people probably won't really be playing as much as the more experienced players. But now he's kind of grown into that player who's used to playing for the first team. So if we did put him on the bench, I'm unsure if he'd like it or not, but he'd probably get used to it, and Martial would probably be happier starting. But yeah, I think he'd be a lot better to substitute and then bring on, just because we'd have more energy and more sort of attacking play towards the end of the games.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, mate. I definitely agree with you. I think, he provides that burst of energy, and not a lot of defenders in the Premier League can deal with that sort of pace. I mean, we saw against Manchester City, their defenders were chasing shadows with Marcus Rashford. So yeah, I think obviously, as you said though, I think he has grown into a sort of a first team player, if you know what I'm saying. He's grown into a really, one of the players who are like, pretty much every single week going to get onto the team sheet. So
I think
yeah.
Like Ibrahimovic really brought him on to get used to playing with the much more experienced player, and obviously saying to each other that they've sort of trained together and worked together to become this more physical side. And Rashford's obviously worked a lot through his rest in the summer. I think he's worked a lot on his skill as well. He came out against West Ham, and I think he was just messing with the defenders at one point because of the skills he was playing with. And he's just a lot quicker, a lot more futuristic style of play.
Yeah. Cheap says Rashford looked very good against West Ham, but Martial is 2 years older than Rashford. Plus has that bit better technique. I probably agree with you, mate. I mean, obviously, Martial's got that bit more experience, obviously playing for Monaco and things like that. But I think Rashford's actually done really, really well. And I think in the team, I think he's a Manchester lad as well. I mean, I'm not saying that Martial doesn't have loads and loads of passion, but obviously, I think that Rashford. I think right at this moment in time, I would say that Marcus Rashford off the bench. I'm not sure who you guys would rather. I'm probably going to come to as saying, but if they were both on the bench and you could pick one of them, who would you rather off the bench, Marcus Rashford or Anthony Martial?
Rashford, because if you remember when we lost against, when we lost against.
Which game are you talking about? The preseason.
No, in the Euros.
Oh, Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland.
Yeah.
He only came for like 5-6 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You're better than any of our crap. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, right, yeah. Don't have another rant. But yeah, obviously, Max, I'm going to come to you on that. What would you think if you had Rashford and Martial on the bench? Who would you pick?
Well, as much as I really, really like Rashford, and I think he's a great player to start, looking at what we've been saying and what we've seen through pre-season and these games now, he's had a lot of starting appearances in pre-season. So I think if we could start to play him as a substitute, he'd probably get used to it. But obviously, Martial, like we've been saying in the live chat, he's a lot more, not experienced, but he's just got that sort of finishing technique, his dribbling technique. He's got a bit more about him, where Rashford will obviously become that player. But for now, I think Martial's still got that role. And you never know, Rashford may not even be substituting for Martial. So I'm not too sure yet, because Rashford could be playing against the smaller clubs and Lukaku may play against the bigger clubs. But for now, I think, Rashford would be a good substitute.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably go with, to off the bench, I'd probably go with, Rashford, probably. I would probably go with Rashford just because, I think he probably has just a bit more pace over, a bit more pace over Martial. And I think coming off the bench, I think, obviously, if you want someone to be able to finish a chance, Martial's your man. He's dead eye in front of goal. We saw that against West Ham. First time he had to shoot a goal, he puts in the back of the net, deadly. But, I mean, obviously with Marcus Rashford, if you're looking for someone to inject life into the game and inject a bit of pace, then I think Rashford is definitely your man. I'm just going to look at a few of the comments here. Ewan Dunlop, welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you doing? Um, the governor is here. Welcome to the stream. He says Martial is a lot better than Rashford. I wouldn't say there's much in it, to be honest. I would say that they're both good at like similar but also different things. I think as we've been talking about, Martial is a better finisher than Rashford, but I think obviously I think Rashford's just got a bit of pace on Martial. So they both got strengths and weaknesses and things like that. So I'd say it's probably quite close. But if you haven't already, guys, please do like the stream and please do subscribe to my channel. But most importantly, subscribe to ManUnitedMax as well. Great Manchester United content on his channel and things like that. So please do give him a sub. Tube says Martial played every week. In my opinion, would be better than Mbappe. Oh, so you're saying if Martial played every week, he'd be better than Mbappe? I mean, yeah, it's an interesting point. I think, obviously Mbappe, played week in, week out for Monaco, obviously playing their Champions League when they got to the semi-final. But yeah, it's an interesting point. If he got more game time, would he be better than he is today? Obviously, it was the one signing that, Louis van Gaal, made, and it actually, it's actually sort of been a good signing. So, I mean, yeah, there's a few signings he made, but let's not get into that. But yeah, I'm actually going to open it up to. I'm going to start with Asian Gamer first. Do you think if Martial played every single game for every single week for Manchester United, do you think he'd be a better player than he is today?
Obviously. Okay, I think also the YouTube Martial is like true.
No, I don't think. Oh wait, no, I'm not sure if there was a story about that, but I mean, I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna create. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's quite an obvious question. All right, yeah, I can see, I can see it in the comments actually. But I'm gonna come to you, Max, on this. I mean, I guess it does seem like an obvious question, but if Martial got a lot more game time, do you think he'd be a better player than he is today?
I think, yeah, possibly, just because he'd be working with the team a bit more, and obviously in front of the fans, he'd probably get more confident. And I don't really see any lack of confidence in him, to be honest. I think he's quite a strong, physical, and really quick finisher who probably deserves a lot more to say Jose Mourinho isn't playing him as much as we all expect. And obviously the fans really like him. There's a lot of chants about him, and I think that sort of player you need to play more often, whether it's left wing, striker. He just needs to play a bit more, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he came to Manchester United as a number 9, I think, and
Yeah.
he did quite well as a number 9. So, I mean, if there are a few injuries in that striker department, I mean, Anthony Martial might be right up there to, say if Romelu Lukaku gets injured, possibly Martial could come in there and do a job. But we'll wait and see what Jose Mourinho does with that if a situation ever arises. Tube says Martial just lacks a bit of aggression. If Martial was more ruthless and decisive, he can be a world star. I think it's true. I think ruthlessness is something which can I think a lot of clubs are looking for that type of player, and especially in front of goal, having no mercy and being able to put away chances and things like that. So I mean, I think Asian Gamer, do you have anything to say about that?
Oh, I think people are too about how Lukaku is injured. Because I think Lukaku only missed like 3 games his whole career so far. But I don't think he's not a guy. He's a Daniel Sturridge or Ramsey or Wilshere who could play like probably the whole season without getting injured.
Yeah, I was asking interesting stat actually. Only 3 games in his whole career. That's actually a mad stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. I mean, obviously we've talked about Martial quite a lot. I'm gonna actually just get your guys' opinion. Where do you think Manchester United can realistically finish in the league? Like, let's just say we're not going to bring anyone else in, right? Let's just say the transfer window's closed. Obviously, we may bring in other people, but if we have the squad right now, where do you think Manchester United could finish? I'm going to start with Max this time.
Well, looking at how we played against that smaller club, West Ham, well, to be honest, they're not really one of the smaller clubs in the Premier League. They're probably one of the average ones. So beating them 4-0 is quite a big achievement to say we weren't really doing that last season or probably a couple of seasons before. As soon as Fergie left, we kind of went a bit further downhill, got back up a bit, and now we've kind of built this team where we're at Jose Mourinho's level where he wants us to be for this season. So there's no reason why we can't improve. But if we beat the smaller clubs like we are now, I think we've got probably a 99.9% finishing in the top 4.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And if we didn't finish in the top 4, I think it'd probably be it'd be unthinkable not to finish in the top 4. I just think, I think, obviously with the squad we've got, I think it'd be, yeah, yeah, that's all I've got really to say. I think the squad itself just looks really, really strong. And the way we're playing at the moment, I just can't see Manchester United finishing out of the top 4. I'm going to come to you, Asian Gamer. He's left the call. He's left the call. All right. Well, fair enough. But yeah, I guess I'll say my opinion. I think obviously, as Community Devils is saying, you've got to aim for first place, and I think we can definitely achieve that this season. I think we are a team with this current squad right now, which I think we can 100% get into that first or second place, and definitely we look like a squad which will improve on last season. And I think we should improve on last season. If we don't, then there'll be major question marks over Jose Mourinho's head. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Tube says we should aim for a title challenge this season. Let's compete for the title in March, April, and May. Yeah, very true. I think we shouldn't just try and go for the title. We shouldn't just try and challenge for the title in the early months. We should be right in the thick of it, come the last few games of the season. So, I would agree with that. And also the governor says the only objective is to win the league and nothing else. I think that is a very, very good point as well. So, obviously I think, obviously you have to aim to win the league. And I think that's what, sorry, Asian Game, I will answer your call in a second. Sorry. But yeah, I think definitely, we've got to aim high and, and just hope we can get there, because we can definitely do it. And it's, I think the squad has a lot of belief, and I think a lot of the signings we've made are going to be very, very important. Especially, in my opinion, one of the most important signings we've made is Nemanja Matic. But I think we've got Asian Gamer back here. If you are here, what is your opinion on where do you think Manchester United can finish in the league this season?
But sadly, we don't have the best squad in the Premier League. I think City hasn't got the Lemon to see the best manager in the world. So I think we'll win the Premier League easily.
Yeah, I mean, very, very confident there. I like the confidence. I mean, winning the Premier League easily. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Obviously, we've got, as Tube says, City is our biggest threat, and so is Community Devils as well. So I think a lot of Manchester United fans are almost, looking at Manchester City as the main title rivals for this season. But I think, obviously their squad looks very, very strong as well. But I think I would agree. We definitely should go in with the belief that we can win the title this season, and we should be really challenging up there for that top spot. And also, I think it'd be as Max was saying there, I think we have to get into the top 4. I think for me it's an imperative that we get in there. Obviously we can't lose out on Champions League football again, so I think with this squad I think we definitely need to make sure we're in that top 4 and challenging for that title. I'm just going to read a few of the comments in the chat. Obviously the dropping points is another thing. Obviously it's not just about about Manchester United, it's also about other teams as well. And I think last season we didn't do too well against those top teams. So if we want to win this league, we have to be able to go and play these bigger teams and actually get really, really good results. But yeah, just before I come back to you guys, I'm just gonna read a few of the comments here. The governor says hopefully Tottenham and Chelsea drop points this weekend. Very true. They're both playing each other, so it's guaranteed that one out of those two teams are going to drop points. Who will it be? You know, get your thoughts and opinions, things like that. Tube says, for the last 5 years, the pundits have said City are the favourites, but they've only won it once. Pep and City under big pressure. Very true. And also with the amount of money that they've spent this summer, over £200 million that they've spent this summer, they will be, you know, put as the favourites. And obviously, you know, they should be the favourites with all the money that they've spent and things like that. So I think, you know, I think they've got more pressure to win it than Manchester United have. The governor says, I do think the trophy will be coming back to Manchester. You know, I think there's a lot of people who agree with you. I think, you know, there's a lot of optimism, especially, you know, on this stream and other Man United fans and things like that. A lot of optimism about, you know, the season ahead, and I think it's really good. I think it's been, you know, it's in the past few seasons we haven't had that optimism. We haven't had, you know, oh yeah, we can really win the league this year. We've had sort of let's try and get top four, but the fact that, you know, fans are saying, you know, we can get in there and win the league is brilliant. Tube says, I think Jose would like EPL success this season and mount a Champions League successful next year. I see what you mean. So going for the, you know, just trying out the Champions League, but next season really gearing up and going for that Champions League trophy. I think, yeah, this year, if we get into maybe the quarterfinals, I think that'd be a decent effort from Manchester United. I am going to open up to you guys here, Max and Asian Gamer. You know, where would you think? Obviously, it's our first year back in the Champions League since, you know, last few seasons. So, where would you like to see Manchester United get? I'm going to start with Asian Gamer this time.
I don't really care which of the league that one, because if you don't win it, you have literally no chance to win it. But I think we could actually beat Barcelona because the team is very aging. And Messi's 30. Iniesta's like, how old is he? 34 something. You can go Busquets, old team, so I think if we don't buy young players in like 3 years, yeah, then I mean that might be the end of Barcelona.
Yeah, true. I think that team are really aging, and I was thinking about that a few seasons ago. I was thinking, you know, this Barcelona team's good, but you know, it won't be long, but before all their stars will be gone. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to come to you, Max, now on this. Obviously, where do you think Manchester United should, you know, finish in the Champions League, and which stage should they get to? Do you think would mean that would be a good effort?
Well, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I think I'd be really happy to just get into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And to be honest, that'd be a big achievement to say we haven't been in it for a couple of years. And the way we've been playing in the Premier League for the last couple of years, it'd probably be a bit of a surprise, to be honest, because, to be honest, well, we haven't been in the Champions League for about, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years. And it's just like sort of faded away from our sort of expectations. But it's always there that Man United can win it. They can get to the final. It's just doing it that's our problem. So the expectations are quite low for us to get to the final. But if we do, I think we're very likely to get to that place.
Yeah, I think obviously there's so many great teams in Europe, and you know, with Manchester United not being in it for the past few seasons, I think it will be quite difficult for them to, you know, it'll be quite difficult for them to be able to to be able to sort of get to the latter stages. But as you said, quarterfinals will be a very decent effort for us, considering we've been out of it for last season. But I think, yeah, in the future, you know, maybe with a few more purchases, I think we'd definitely be right up there. Community Devil says Matic will outshine everyone this season. I think he's been a fantastic purchase for Manchester United. I will be putting my Skype details in the chat right now. Just before we get back to you guys, I'm just going to read a few of the comments. Yes, yeah, that's my Skype name, guys. So the governor says winning the league and getting to the semi-final of the Champions League, I think that would be a great season. The semi-finals, I mean that'd be brilliant. Getting to the top 4 teams in Europe that season would be absolutely brilliant for Manchester United, and it would show people that, you know, any doubters that we had, that we're still very much a big club, and we can, you know, we can sort of do it amongst the big boys in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheap says. Oh, sorry, you can go on. Carry on.
All right. We've also got like a lot of all of our new players, a bit like Lukaku and Lindelof. They haven't really had that successful sort of team to go ahead and get quite far in the Champions League. So they're going to be quite new to it too. But looking at the physical side of our team now, it's going to be hard for players to get round us. The height. I mean, a lot of our midfielders and attackers are just way taller than opposition's defenders, which is a great advantage for Manchester United. We've also got a lot of pace and height, which also helps us run rings around players, especially the opposition. But also, like Lukaku, he's quite a physical guy. So, sort of the free kicks and the fouls we are given are probably going to be mainly from people like Lukaku because he's kind of an honest guy, and because he's big, when he goes down, the referee's not going to think like he's faking it or anything. Obviously, a big guy like that is going to take something to get him down. So yeah, those sort of players are going to be quite useful in the Champions League, especially the more like physical and challenging games against the bigger teams.
Yeah, definitely. I think, in Europe, you have to have those players who can come in, like Lukaku and, Matic, people like that, the big physical players who can come in and, you put their stance on a team and almost, I mean, intimidate them in a way, And as you said, he's a big, strong player. And if he goes down, the referee will, they'll know he's going down for a reason. So, yeah, I would definitely agree with you. And I think, Lukaku's always been saying he wants this step up to a Champions League team. So, I think, this is the chance he has to get up on this stage and prove to us all that, he can do it on the big stage and prove all his doubters wrong, which I think he will be able to do. But, keep getting your comments and things like that in the chat. Was there anything you wanted to say, Asian Gamer?
I disagree with Max because I remember last season when Ibra got fouled and because he's black too and strong, not many players can actually push him down. So the referee says he's a dive or no penalties, no free kicks.
All right, I see where you're coming from. I mean, I think it's definitely important to have those sort of strong physical players in your team. I think you can have the smaller, quicker players in and around that, and sort of like a small man, big man combination. But I think obviously having those bigger physical players can really help you in those tough games where you need to dig in and try and dig in and get a point, or maybe just sort of dig in and get a result. I think they're really, really useful. Chief says Kane and Lukaku would be goals. Yeah, I doubt that Harry Kane would be coming to Manchester United anytime soon. But obviously, if Harry Kane was to come to Manchester United and Lukaku was going to be up front, as you said, they've been the top 3 goal scorers in the last 3 years. So 100%, it would be a fantastic partnership for us. But I think that they would cause absolute mayhem. All right, okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully, you're, happy birthday to your sister and all that. Right, see you later. Bye. Thank you very much for. Right, that was Asian Gamer. So thank you very much for him for joining.
Yep.
If obviously I saw that Community Devils was thinking about joining the Skype. I might actually. I'm not sure how long this is going to carry on for the stream. Obviously we've covered a lot of the points, but if any of you guys have any other sort of questions or debates, I will be happy to sort of answer them and we can talk about them, things like that. But keep getting your comments and things like that in. The governor says we have a good chance of getting him next season if we win the league. I think he means Harry Kane. I mean, I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, in my opinion anyway, I would say that I think that Harry Kane is like he's a player which I don't know. I just see him staying at Tottenham for quite a long time. I mean, I'm not sure what would happen if someone like Real Madrid put 150 million in front of him, but you never know. But I mean, what do you think about that, Max? Do you think a Harry Kane would ever come to Manchester United?
Well, before the transfer window opened, I always thought if we could just get someone like Harry Kane or Dele Alli, it'd be easy. Well, not easy, but like a more chance of winning the league for more of those technical finishers and players around our more attacking roles. So looking at what Jose Mourinho's done to the team, I was quite surprised because obviously everyone was saying he knew what he was doing. So I just went along with it, even though I wasn't really happy that he didn't really get any of the fans' choices this season. But looking at what he's done, he's really brought on the team. And I was quite surprised when we started winning people by a lot of goals, beating sides that we weren't really expected to beat. So the things Jose Mourinho's done already, I'm really pleased with. And I think now I'd rather take Lukaku over Harry Kane. But Harry Kane's obviously an English guy, and I don't think he's made for other leagues. So, yeah, if he did come to a different team, I could see him going to Manchester United, but I think he's a Tottenham lad. And same with Dele Alli. Obviously, he's English, but there's something about him that I just feel like he could go to more of a advanced midfielder or some midfields where it's a higher expectations, a bit like Barcelona. I think he would have suited Barcelona, but staying at Tottenham, I think it's just their sort of team. So Man United are made for Man United players, and I just don't think they're really those sort of players we need.
Yeah, true. I would agree with you there. I think, obviously, Harry Kane is a great goal scorer in that, but as you said, I think he's an English player, and I think I mean, I'm not sure how. I mean, obviously for Tottenham, they haven't done very well in Europe in recent seasons, so it's sort of showing that Harry Kane, is he able to do it in the in the Champions League and things like that? I think I'm not really sure if he's at that. Obviously, some people saying that he's world class, and I think there's no doubt he's been an absolutely fantastic striker over these last few seasons, but I'm not sure if he's able to do it against those bigger teams. So, that's something that you have to take into account. And, but yeah, some very good points being made. Tube says, Shaw and Young will get some minutes in the under-23 game next week. Obviously, yeah, they've been out with injury. Probably the one I'm more excited about there is probably Luke Shaw. Obviously, Ashley Young is getting on a bit, and I'm not sure if he really has that much of a future at Manchester United. But I think Luke Shaw definitely, it's great to see he's coming back from injury and getting some game time. So, hopefully he can come back into the team. And I think Daley Blind's doing an all right job at the moment. But, I mean, I think Luke Shaw definitely, if he was back to full fitness, I would love to see him getting a run out in the team. But yeah, the governor says Harry Kane will win nothing with Spurs. He's a player who deserves to be winning trophies. So I think United will get him one day. Obviously, I do agree with that. I think it's almost like a waste to see someone like Harry Kane, not really being, just sort of not winning things and not being in a really successful team. But I think, if he is happy at Tottenham, which he looks like he is anyway, I'm not sure whether we'd be able to prize him away with, I mean, unless we bid an obscene amount of money for him. But I think we should only really bid that, the sort of 100 million and over sort of money if we can guarantee we're getting a player, a real quality striker, and a player who can do it in all facets of the game. And I think, he's very close to that, but I'm not sure if he's there quite yet.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but
yeah.
you've hit 140 subscribers.
Oh, have I? Oh, I didn't actually notice that. Thank you, everyone, for 140 subscribers. Really do appreciate that. It's really cool, you guys interacting with me, and the fact that I'm already at 140 subscribers is absolutely fantastic. So thank you, everyone, for the support. And if you haven't already as well, please do leave a like on the live stream. I'm not sure how many likes we're on, but
11.
Oh, that's decent. 11 likes. Thank you, everyone. We've passed the 10 mark, which is brilliant. Also, guys, if you are watching right now, please do check out ManUnitedMax in the description down below. Does similar content to me and some really interesting live streams. So I'd love to see more of you guys. I'm sure he would love to see more of you guys on there and interacting and stuff. So please do give him a sub and join his streams and things like that. A few more comments coming through here. Tube says Mbappe 163 million, close to joining PSG. I've heard that he was close to joining PSG. And obviously, with that kind of money, surely financial fair play comes into sort of, I mean, to spend like what? I mean, that'd be like nearly 400 million on 2 players. It's ridiculous. But and also, I mean, for that league as well, they'd be taking away arguably Monaco's best player, and PSG would just look like. I mean, I wouldn't see any team getting close to them in League. So I think if they do bring in Mbappe, I think there's no point in even betting in that league. You may as well put all your money on PSG because I wouldn't see Monaco doing well in that league if Mbappe went. The governor says all 3 big players are going to leave to bigger and better clubs. I think there's a point in footballers' careers where they know that other clubs would really like them at their clubs, and they see that almost outgrow their own club, and that could happen with someone like Harry Kane or Dele Alli. Obviously, they're playing really well, and Tottenham could definitely win the league this season. And if they do, maybe that would help their decision. But I mean, if they don't win anything this season, you probably are going to look at someone, maybe Christian Eriksen or Dele Alli or Harry Kane, possibly going to someone a bit bigger than that. Tube says, yep, Governor, most of their big players, bar Lemar, Fabinho or Sidibe. Oh, right, yes. Monaco, of course, is an example. They're a lot of their players seem to be going to bigger clubs, and I think I'm not sure if Mbappe's going to leave. I'm not sure if he'll want to leave or anything like that. But obviously, this transfer window has been absolutely mad. So I think there's only like 14, 13 days left. So I mean, you never know what could happen on transfer deadline day. But obviously, loads of transfers been going on, and the prices have been going higher and higher. But we just got to get used to this. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however way you see it, the prices are going to go up as time goes on, and it won't be long before we see a player players going for 100 million, and that's being like a normal price to play for a player. But that's just how it's going, guys. But yeah, obviously, but yeah, guys. I think I'm probably going to end the stream here, guys. So thank you to everyone who has joined the stream. Thanks to everyone who's joined. Thanks to everyone who's liked. And if you haven't already, please do like the stream before we end. Let's try and get to 13 or 14 likes. I mean, 15 likes is that big benchmark. If we can get to that, that'd be brilliant. If you haven't already, go and check out ManUnitedMax. Really would appreciate it. There he is in the live chat if you want to check him out. Thank you to everyone for commenting and things like that. Really do appreciate and really do love interacting with you guys in the comments. Thanks to Asane Gamer as well for joining me on the Skype call. And if any of you guys want to join me on Skype, next time I will put my Skype details in the description. In fact, I probably will if this gets uploaded as a video. But yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy the preview. Hopefully Manchester United can put in a top performance and we can win. Unfortunately, I'll be out. I don't think I'll be able to do a watch along. But Max, are you going to be doing a watch along?
Yeah, I think I'll be doing one.
Yeah. So if you're I probably won't be, but I really would. I think Max is going to be doing one on his channel, which is in the description. So go check that out. Obviously, 12:30 kickoff for the game. Hopefully, Manchester United can put in a great performance. Thank you to everyone who's been watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.